Hello, my name is Sharon Hamilton. You're about to see an interview between two retired prison officers of Oklahoma State Penitentiary. Their names are Eddie Morgan and Jerry Holt. In December 1985, a serious riot took place at OSP. This is their account of what really happened. I wrote this book, and I know I gave you each a copy.
Yeah.
Do you think that, bearing in mind that I come from another country and I'm not from around here, do you think I've told the story as accurately as possible about what happened, especially leading up to the riot and during the riot?
Pretty accurate.
Yes?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and I know I phoned the both of you, and we talked so that I could get the information that I needed to write the book. But I'd like to ask you, Jerry, first, what do you think caused the riot at Oklahoma in 1985? Why do you think those inmates rioted?
Well, they wanted to use, the administration wanted to use people off protection, PC, for workers. And you couldn't do that because you have to lock, if they have to come down for any reason at all, or on any run or cross the yard, you have to lock that particular section of the prison down to get them through, you know. And if they're going to visit or whatever, they couldn't even work in the rotom because general population was coming through to go visit, and they couldn't be in there with PCs.
You couldn't put a PC, a protective custody inmate, near a general population inmate. What would happen if they did mix?
Probably, some of them get killed or hurt real bad or something like that.
Because those men were put in protective custody for a reason, because they couldn't, it wasn't safe for them for whatever reason to be out in general population.
That's correct.
And so these jobs that the men in the general population, were those jobs important to those men?
Well, it was to them. Yeah, they got a lot of freedom. They can go here and there and visit, but they can take care of their job.
Yes.
They can still visit and do whatever they need.
They can come out of their cell. They can move around.
Yeah, that's pretty good freedom for them.
Yes.
Maximum security prison.
Yes. Why do you think that they wanted to take those jobs off those men? That they had those jobs for a long time?
Oh, ever since I've been there, and I started in 1965.
And they'd always had those jobs.
Yeah,
Why do you think in December 1985 they decided to take those jobs from the general population prisoners?
Well, I don't know. I know they went, several officials, they went to different prisons, especially Maximum, and they wanted, everybody, most of them is on a lockdown like McAllister is now.
Yeah.
And I think they thought they might have a little trouble, but I don't think they knew that it was going to be that bad. I think they thought they'd have a little disturbance, and that's why they justify locking it down.
Yes.
But it got out of hand. That's what I think. I don't know, but that's what I think. That's what what got it started.
So you think that they took the jobs off the general population prisoners, gave them to the protected custody prisoners, but thought that there might be a little bit of trouble.
You didn't think it'd be
but not as
like
much
that.
trouble as there was. Because what happened to you during the riot?
Oh, I got stabbed multiple times, and
13 times.
Yeah.
You got stabbed 13 times.
Plus his eye put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they left me for dead there.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. And how didn't you die? What happened? Why didn't you die there?
Well, the inmate helped you do it.
He may hit me out of there.
One of the inmates in the general population got you out of
That's
there.
correct.
Yeah. Did they know that riot was going to happen? Did you warn them about it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, me and Jerry both did. Jerry's working day shift that particular day, and I was working evenings. And when I came in, Jerry was telling me what was going on, and I said, oh, I guess it's left up to me to tell everybody. He said, yeah, that's the way to leave me. He said, I ain't going to leave you that way. And I said, oh, Jerry, you done your shift. Y'all going home. I haven't got no problem locking them down. So I locked the general population down. Well, at the evening meal, they got back out, and that's when it happened.
So you locked them down, but they got back out because they were so mad because their jobs had been given to those men in protective custody.
That's correct.
So could they have stopped that riot?
Yes, they could have.
Anytime they wanted to.
Yes,
Why didn't they stop that riot? Because that you could have got killed in that riot,
Yes,
and those other men were severely injured. So they actually put you at risk. They put your life on the line.
Yes, they did.
Even though you had told them that the riot was going to happen. Why? And yet they disregarded you.
said you hear rumors all the time. Said you in a penitentiary setting, you hear rumors. Said you always do your shift. I said okay.
Certain inmates tell you something's coming down, you better take it to the bank. When they tell you something, certain people you know, they're not shooting the bull. They're telling you it's like it's going to be, They told me that evening before I left. I told Eddie the same thing.
And we went back to Boone. Boone was chief security.
Who's Boone?
Boone was chief security at the time. He's the
Regional director.
Yeah.
He's regional director now.
But yeah, we went to Boone again and told him this ain't not right. They're gonna tear it down. And all it's just rumors. But we had several general population inmates a day or two before that was catching out. What we call catching out is going to PC. Was real abnormal. I mean, some real hard.
They didn't want to be in that. They didn't want to be in that situation because they knew there was going to be a riot.
Yes, they did. They told me and Jerry both that.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't listen to us. It's like we was ignorant or something.
Now, Jerry, my husband, I write in the book. He wasn't where the riot took place. He wasn't on A&C unit.
No, he was in F cell house.
He was in F cell house. So when the riot was ended, and there was an inquiry into what caused the riot. I know there was an inquiry by the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. Can you tell me what the result of that inquiry was?
It's like our story we put out, same thing.
What's that?
The DOC knew about it and then didn't do a damn thing.
And that's in the OSBI. That's in the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. You had a copy of the Oklahoma State Bureau?
I stole a copy at the courthouse. We had some inmates up there, and I seen a copy, big old stack. I just picked one of them up. It's there in the courtroom.
And it said in that report by the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation that the blame for the riot was on the administration.
It didn't really come down in word, but that's what it meant.
You could read through it. You could read through it. Yeah.
Because the warden brought me up there, a few days later. Because I give the
what warden was that?
Maynard.
Warden Gary Maynard?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was warden when the riot went down, Gary Maynard?
What was the Flash's name? One to come out there and...
Steve
Hargett. He walked up on top of the hill there. There's a little female, a blonde, taking Eddie up the stairs. He done had his eye put out. One long collapsed, and she was taking him up the stairs.
When he was injured? During the riot, yeah?
All he says... How's it going down there, Lieutenant? He said, I don't have to find food, by God, I'm dying.
Yeah.
He didn't even go out to the infirmary.
No.
Say check on him or nothing. When I come in, they told me about it. And I met the deputy up there at the front door. I called him everything but a human being.
Yeah.
And a couple of days later...
So they didn't even care about you?
No, they didn't care.
Even after the riot and you were all injured?
He didn't say, how's it going on down there, Lieutenant? That's all he said.
He
didn't say, are you hurt bad or you need help or nothing. He didn't say nothing.
No.
But I cussed him, called him everything in the world, and the warden called me down there, and he talked about word for word what I said. I told him, yeah, I'm damn sure what I told him.
Yeah.
And I mean every word of it, and if you don't think so, bring him in here, and I'll tell him again how damn sorry he is,
Yeah.
He said, well, I wasn't aware he done that. And I said, well, he did. But anyway, the warden, he wrote a letter on me, put it in my jacket, that I failed to notify anybody, written or orally, about the pending riot.
That's what they put in your prison,
the warden wrote it.
In your jacket.
Laid it down.
And I read
that, and I wanted to laugh, and I thought he was kidding. And I said, you know better than that, warden. He said, no, that's the way it's going to be. And I said, well, if you can live with it, I damn sure can, because you know better, and you know I know better. I just throwed it down and walked out the door,
So they put it in your jacket, which, what is a jacket for you?
It's my classification jacket.
In your classification?
Just the same thing that field files in, mate. We had,
all right, you had the same sort of...
As far as I know, still in there.
So they put a letter in your jacket stating that they didn't know about the riot.
Yeah.
When you had gone, you had failed to tell them about the riot.
Orally or written.
Orally or written.
Jim Klein, he's dead now. He was an internal affairs investigator. Yeah. He was standing there at the door, between the doors with Boone the last time I went out. And I told Boone then, I said, Boone, if you don't do something, they're going to hurt some people, or they're going to take this damn penitentiary over.
Yeah.
Klein was standing there. Boone said, we'll check on it tomorrow. I said, hell, you don't have tomorrow. I said, they're going to take it over this evening or tonight. You don't have tomorrow. We'll see about tomorrow.
So when So when the riot was all over with, did the Oklahoma State Penitentiary change to how it had been before the riot?
Yeah, yeah, they locked it down.
They locked it down, and when you say lockdown, how do you mean lockdown?
23 hours a day. Nobody.
Everybody's locked in their cells for 20, and it's been like that since 1985 after the riot, and it's still locked down.
As far as I know.
Still locked down. So they can't move out of their cells. Most of them are stuck in their cells. And that all goes back to the riot of
Them internal
85.
affairs, man. And he was tough. I mean, if you do something wrong, he'd get you, convict or officer, you know. But he called me one day from Oklahoma City. Me and Charlie Gray, he was a captain too. He was there. Me and Charlie was telling him all, what's going to happen. And Clyde, he said, I read your report, but said the warden don't agree with it. And I said, I can't help that, Clyde. He said, well, so I'm supposed to come down tomorrow from the city and interview you and Captain Gray again and see if y'all want to change your story. I told him, no, I'm not changing. A comma, question mark, dot, nothing. That, by God, that's the way it happened.
They wanted you to change
Yeah, what I told
what
him.
you told her. They wanted you to basically lie about what had happened.
Client said, well, so I'm not changing my story. But said, I want you worse. I've got a job to do. And I said, they want me to come down there and interview you and Charlie Gray again and see if y'all, will change your story. And I said, well, you're wasting time. He said, well, I know that. I said, I was standing there when you told me. He said, but I'm going to be there in the morning. I said, well, knock your lights out. Yeah. Next morning, instead of taking us off up there in a little office like they usually do, we went to the warden's office. The warden was sitting over behind his desk. He didn't say anything. But, boy, you talking about some looks. I mean, just...
The looks could kill. The looks could kill. Because you wouldn't change your story.
Yeah. Client said, he read that report. He said, now, do you want to change any of this? I told him, no.
No.
Not a nickel's worth. That's just the way it happened. I don't have... They called us down there 3 different times.
Yeah.
The warden was there 3 different times. I said, no, we're not changing nothing.
No.
That's the way it happened.